What's going on, guys? Michael Anderson here. Just wanted to do a vlog about my interviews last week on the Isiah Factor and on Pursuit of Happiness radio show with Ken Webster Jr. Essentially, what's going down was I was talking to producer Kenny about this mishap that happened with Tucker Carlson at his house, and he told me to call into the show. If you're not familiar, right after the election, there was a leftist mob banging on Tucker Carlson's door, giving threats to his wife that was home alone. And I called in talking about how crazy this was and how unique it is, considering Trump was just saying jobs, not mobs, and yet there's this mob that comes out on the left right after the election and starts banging on Tucker Carlson's door, and it cracks it with only his wife home. It's craziness. Then we talk about Hillary Clinton and how she's calling for unity and civility now. Even though, what was it, earlier this month or last month, she was saying we cannot be civil with a party that does not respect our values. What kind of this? I mean, Hillary Clinton's flip-flopping all over the place, just like I said on the interview. And hopefully we don't see her anytime in American politics in my lifetime in 2020 or moving forward. We need to get her out of American politics. Hillary Clinton and the Clintons are just a bunch of washed-up politicians now, and she's flip-flopping all over the place. We spoke about myself and other young viewers that watch the show on Pursuit of Happiness Radio. So go check out Pursuit of Happiness Radio if you haven't already, by Ken Webster Jr. It's an amazing show. You can also check out the interview on YouTube. Just check out interviews or go into my latest playlist. So the next thing that I got to do was be on the Isiah Factor. Towards the end of the week, at the beginning of the week, I was on Ken Webster Jr. Sure, then I was on Isiah Carey's show. And we were talking about two different things. One thing we didn't really get to talk about too much, but first thing we talked about was this picture that came out of young high school students doing the Nazi salute, and this was supposed to be linked to the FBI finding that there is an increase, I believe 17% increase in hate crimes or hate incidents. So for one, we see talking about these stupid teenagers, and I started the interview saying there are just some dumbass people out there, Isiah, some dumbass people in my generation and all over. And unfortunately, we have parents that depend too much on the schools. They depend too much on these state schools to teach their kids their morals and the philosophy. And parents need to have a more personal responsibility when it comes to educating their kids. They need to take more of a direct approach rather than just pinning it off on the state school, because this is essentially state dependency. You're depending on the state to teach your children everything, their morals, the difference between right and wrong. No, this is where parents need to come in and teach their kids the difference between right and wrong. This is obvious. But essentially, Isiah said, well, what do we do? What if parents don't do it? You know, I believe we should have open dialogue. I think I'm one of the few people in America, maybe the few people in America, that believe that we can still have conversations with each other and use logic and reason to change people's minds. I think if you have enough conversation and you try to look at things from people's perspective, try to approach them from their point of view, we can get a lot done. And ultimately, there are going to be some scumbags out there. So leave it to the public, leave it to the market for people to shut down and say that this is wrong, and educate them and let them know, let them be called out. That's all we can do. Because we cannot have this weird Orwellian political correctness. I mean, we were talking about this in one of my classes. One of my leftist professors was saying, oh, we need to have this commonality that we all agree on, this language that we all agreed on, that we use from the state, you know, or we hold our candidates, our presidents, our state officials, our federal officials, our state officials, all the way down to our parents and our kids and our teachers. It's like, no, we don't need to have this political correctness and just pushed on us. You know, we don't need that. What we need to do is have open dialogue, have reasonable discussions, and have reasonable disagreements, because not everyone is going to agree. And essentially, this brings to the point of getting past those prejudices and getting past people that think that they're going to make a joke, because people make bad jokes all the time. And the public will call them out. So that's how we settle this problem. The other thing we really didn't get a chance to talk about that I really wanted to make this vlog about was the fact that FBI crime statistics are saying that we are 17% more likely to face a hate crime or hateful incident in 2018 as compared to 2017. There's a couple things we got to think about. One, we have to keep in mind that we are in 2018 where you have a phone. Well, I'm literally recording this vlog on a phone right now, and I can find information by the touch of a button, tons of information, and we're so interconnected. So something we have to keep in mind when we think about this and hear about this study is, one, we're living in a connected world that we've never had before. So we learn more about this faster than ever. In a snap of a finger and a click of a button, you hear about everything that's going on in the world right now. Something we never had before. Two, according to the Washington Post, I believe it was, the FBI has been asking police departments for more statistics, like for more investigations. They're looking for these statistics. So the FBI, the government, is asking the police departments to investigate this more. They're looking for more crime statistics, more hate crime statistics, right? So could this be beefing up the numbers? I don't know. But essentially the point that I'm driving home is that we live in a more connected society, so we see this more often. Hence, police brutality. Police brutality is not run rampant in comparison to the rest of American history. No, we just see it more than ever because everyone has a phone. Everyone's more connected now. No doubt police brutality is a problem. It's just not as bad as it used to be. It used to be a lot worse. Anyone who's telling you that it's a lot worse in 2018, that we live in this crazy American society that's worse than the 60s, they're probably a stupid leftist, so don't listen to them. The other thing to keep in mind, according to this article I read, was that some police departments, actually many, absolutely do not report these. It's just, they don't report these statistics. They don't investigate these hate crimes. So it could be a lot more. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know. So when we read these reports, we got to take it with a grain of salt. We can't just totally invest into this and to think it's 100% fact. We have to keep in mind that we can't really keep track of everything out there. So just wanted to go over a couple things with those interviews. We should see a podcast coming out here soon from Liberty Talks, even more going over Trump and Nancy Pelosi and this criminal reform bill coming out that is backed by Donald Trump. Awesome stuff going on right now, right after the election. So keep it up, guys. Keep watching, and thanks for listening. Before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like this, share us out, and follow me on any social media. You can find me on practically anything at Michael4Freedom. Peace out, y'all.